Road 59, tax parcel 024-0516-2312-002. First thing I'll say about this, Mr. Prado, would you like to come up here? This is Mike Prado. One thing that I saw, the state's denying you access to 59. So where do we go from here?
So what we proposed in the map is that there'll be an easement access going through the driveway that's currently shared by the other occupants. When I spoke with the DOT planner, he said that the number of shared occupants on that drive was more than adequate, and the width of the drive was 66 feet. So it's large enough to accommodate for that many shared occupants.
Gentlemen, questions on this? Or?
This is where my mic question comes in.
Sure.
That from a fire response standpoint, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the location of this or not. Just east of the village on Highway 59, farm on the left-hand side, the driveway goes up, there's multiple houses on that. There's a common 66-foot, call it right away, it's not town-owned, but 66-foot area that leads to multiple different parcels. Branches off, I'm going to say it goes south to the best direction, maybe it's technically west, but goes to the right and narrows down to 33 feet. There's currently 2 houses on that, one on the big parcel and then one, I'll say that you can see from Highway 59. The parcel that's being proposed is even further back towards the boat launch, kind of tucked around that first location. Do you guys have a minimum width? Or call it, I'm going to use it as the term of a fire lane, because if you've got 2 houses and you've got 33 feet, I get it, it's an easement, it's actually only a driveway. It looked like it was maybe 12 or 14 feet wide, kind of at the narrow part.
We do have one, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I can certainly get that back to you.
Okay. Because my concern, like the first 250 feet, until you get to the first branch is 66 feet wide, and after that it looks like it's going to be another 350 maybe, depending on where the house is sited. And there's really no like turnaround access, so you guys would be nose in, have to back out 350 feet down a not really straight, not paved.
It's not uncommon, but we do have rules, I'll call them, that we would have to abide by to make sure that we can actually get a fire engine down there. Sometimes we can't turn around. There's several examples on the lake, but we do have minimum width requirements and that sort of thing for fire lanes and all that. So I can forward that to whoever needs it.
If you forward anything on that type of stuff, you can send it to Josh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll try to get you out.
Do you have a different email now too?
Well, different from 23, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Different from,
I haven't been here that long.
different from May of last year.
No, then I'm good. I'm good. Yep, I can take care of that tomorrow.
Timeline wise, what's your, obviously you're splitting a chunk of land off. I'm assuming you're planning on either building or selling. Selling.
I don't know when the proposed big is to build. It's currently just an opportunity to sell the property to a family member, so they can either use it as an investment property or maybe in the future build. Okay. There is a spot, so that section where the proposed 1 acre is used to have a driveway there that could accommodate for a large area to turn around if fire vehicles need to. And certainly I would make sure that was accessible for that purpose to allow for vehicles to turn around.
Look like there's a big horseshoe, not big horseshoe, but like a horseshoe drive on the existing house. That's what I'm wondering in the grand scheme of if there's a 33-foot easement that has to be extended to get to the 1 acre lot, if there's additional space that should be accommodated, whether it's a T turnaround part of this whole thing, but
Originally, there was a circle drive there too. There used to be 2 circle drives. So if necessary, we could accommodate and allow for that too. But in the plan is currently one 33-foot, 33-foot wide section of easement access to go to that one.
Is there still that small house? Now, I remember going to your parents' house, but towards 59 up there on the hill, is there still a little house up there?
There is. Just adjacent to my parents.
so if this were to be put off till our April meeting to get the info from the fire department, is it a deal killer?
Well, I've got another timeline that I'm trying to meet as well, with our financial institution to things, it's in check per se.
In an instance like this, call it new development, at what point, if there's a point, do you guys normally
Well,
get involved?
I guess I'm just a little confused with the existing driveway. If you're not making it any narrower than it already is, it shouldn't be an issue. If adding the driveway to the current access creates a problem or makes it smaller, or we have to address an issue getting in and out of there now, that's when it becomes a potential problem. If it doesn't change what's already there, then it shouldn't be an issue.
It wouldn't make it any narrower, they would keep the 33 feet, but they would have to extend it another 200 feet longer than the existing.
That just means we need to drop our homes when we go in.
Okay, that, I didn't know, everybody's got their own fire code as far as.
Yeah. Yeah,
closest point
that we don't
access.
have any control over really. And ultimately, this is a support or not support to county zoning. It's so. I really hate to make it contingent on fire department review, but would you be comfortable, like, if we were to condition the approval or condition the support of it to your review of the submittal? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then I would make a motion that we, draft correspondence to the Jefferson County, however it's titled, zoning committee, to allow access to, by use of easement for 1 acre residential parcel at W611 State Highway 59, tax parcel 424-05-1623-12002, and draft supporting documentation in favor of a request for rezone from A1 to A3 to create a 1 acre residential lot at the same parcel.
I'll second the motion as stated by Supervisor Gayas.
Conditioned on fire department approval.
Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 3. Scenario. Okay, number 3, discussion and possible action on request from Todd
Conforti.
for variance with conditional use to allow for extensive on-site storage structure without the principal structure at W1376 North Blue Spring Lake Drive, tax parcel number 024-0516-2841-009.
Good evening, I'm Todd Conforti, my wife Ann. We've had property on the A lot since 1950. We purchased the B lot, which is about 3/4 of an acre across the street, 30 years ago, because it was kind of a dumping ground and overgrown and stuff. And we worked when they put the sewers in and built the level up and put a garage on it. So I came to a meeting, the last meeting I was here 33 years ago or so. But I do live, in the southern other state. But the original worked out great for us. It's packed with stuff now. We're thinking about retiring and want to move up full time. And the garage, we'd like to actually put a car in the garage. Now it's got, boats, trailers, tractor, all that kind of stuff. So my request, and I don't know where the extensive on-site storage came from. I just wanted to put the 500 square foot second building that you could normally do with a garage, if you have a 1,000-foot garage, which we have there now. The problem, when I went to the county, they said, well, the Cleary standard was 504 square feet. So I said, well, she goes, well, you got to get the conditional use thing. So I said, well, I'm going to pay for that. I might as well see if I can get even a bigger, a little bigger garage. But the location, it's a 3/4 acre lot. Back in the corner, you wouldn't even see it from the road. There is an existing 30 by 30 pole barn on our neighbor's lot. So it actually kind of blocked that a little bit from us. It's kind of a big ugly one. And so we're looking for just this, small one, something for the boat and a few things for mainly off-season storage. Wouldn't be visible from the road in summertime. In wintertime, you might see it. It's a really hilly or a tree-lined area there. That's why I'm asking for your.
So how big is this one then?
The variance is for 500 square foot, or 504, which is, the way I could do on our A lot. On the A lot, I don't have, a second structure. I could put it there, but the A lots, some of them around the lake are really gotten built up. You don't even see the lake from the road. And I've got 3/4 of an acre across the street with nothing on it, but this one relatively small garage. The neighbor next to me has got a pole barn with his. There's several around. A lot of the B lots around the lake are, just storage, as you guys know. So it would just be a little additional storage. The size of it, that would, I'm just mainly wanted to start with the 500 square foot. So that's where I'm at.
I'm a little confused, so it's going to be, would be 504 square foot?
Yes.
You keep saying you want to start with that.
Well, because I have a conditional use request, and I said if I'm going to spend $350 to get a conditional use, I might as well see if I could get it to the next size up.
So it is 500 square feet.
The next size up would be like 700 if I want.
So you're asking us to approve it with 700 square foot?
I'm asking you first to approve the variance to allow the 500 foot for the second structure at 500.
When are you gonna build?
When?
When do you want to build?
I'd like to build, as soon as I get approval. If it's Cleary, they come in and, they're talking less than a month complete. Very little disruption to the road or to the, there, because we wouldn't have access to the road. We just have grass drive in and out, because there'd just be parking boats and trailer and tractor.
I guess I think I'm on the same page she is. Why don't you just start with the 700 instead of the 500? The cost of building's not gonna cost it.
No. Well, that was, I continue, I don't know how those things work. So I had the one variant for the second building in, and then the conditional use to go on. I would love to have the conditional use, which was a 2420, 700 and something. I'm assuming you've got all the additions or not, or the stuff from the county.
So,
But yeah, it would be the 2124 is the 504, and the next one would have been 21 by 32, I think. Or 700 square feet instead of 500. The next one 200.
So if he builds a 504, and then wants to build a bigger, does he have to do that to see a certain?
I don't,
Are you talking a separate structure of 700 or expanding that?
No, a separate structure
So you
in the
want
back of the
two.
lot.
So you
I
want
have
two.
one there that we built 30 years ago.
Right,
And that was 990 square foot.
right.
This is the 990.
And then back in the corner, which would be the north west corner, there's another pole barn from our neighbors, which you probably see on this. It would be right in front of there. So it really wouldn't affect. 700 would be
But
perfect.
it would be one new building
Yes.
at 700 and some square. feet.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
Okay. Sorry.
No
I
worries.
don't want to be confusing, but
No worries.
that's the goal. I mean, we've taken care of that lot, and it was an eyesore, we keep it immaculate, we keep it mowed, we keep, so it would be no driveway coming out, it would be kind of hidden, you wouldn't even see it.
So how are you gonna access this if there's no driveway?
Well, there's a path. Yeah, it's mainly loading and unloading, beginning and end of the year. And we just, drive, roll it back with either the car or tractor, lawnmower or something.
Because you've got a drainage swale that runs.
I built that drainage, so it really wasn't there. The whole lot used to be at that level. And when they put the sewers in, I worked with the builder, the contractor, and they had a lot of sand and stuff that they dug up for the sewers. You needed a place to put it, so it worked out for both of us quite well. And so we left that kind of more of a feature, I would say, than actual. It's very, there's never any running water there. It only drains from a lot. Really, there's nothing. Yeah,
So it doesn't use the box drain that's on the other side of the street to convey water?
Well, maybe at a major storm. I've never seen the box thing really filled up. And it does, sure, it meanders down, but that would have nothing to do with this. We'd be 40, 50 feet away from that. It is a 3/4 acre lot.
So the email that we got from the potential builder says that you're requesting 24 by 30 feet, which is 768 square feet.
That was, you got an email from Clary?
From Harmon.
Harmon. He was, he gave me 4 different sizes to work with. You just see the exact,
So the one we're working with is a 768 square feet.
So there's two issues. Number one is to allow or not
the second building,
a second building.
right, second storage building.
Correct. On a lot that doesn't have a primary structure.
Exactly. Well, there would be plenty of room if somebody ever wanted to put a primary structure in it.
The second would be conditional use for the size,
For the
because
second.
it's more than 500 square feet.
Exactly,
So there's sort of two different
right.
things going on.
So
Right.
what was that size again?
The 768 was 32 by 24. That was the other side. And I'm, it's never gonna have enough storage, right? But I would, I could go, it's either 24 by 21 or 32 by 24. 32 by 24 is basically a 2-car garage.
Have you guys looked at putting an addition on the existing structure that's there?
Well,
That's where the swale comes in.
well, no, I haven't. But I thought we were limited to 1,000 square feet on the existing structure with the garage. I know I've seen some around the lake that are 3,000 square foot garages or more.
Well, I mean, I would presume that if there's a threshold for square footage, that you could get a conditional use permit for square footage to add and make the
Well, I suppose you could,
existing structure.
but that's all there. This was to be tucked away, out of sight. Wouldn't disrupt any of the building that's there, you know, when you
Or
try
the
to do
land.
construction or the land,
Yeah.
you know, it's all, finished and sodded, you know, got concrete around it, sidewalks. It just, that wasn't my goal. My goal was to try and put a little extra storage and not be a, you know, big eyesore to anybody. I mean, there are some on the A side lots that are, you know, big pole barns that, you know, that's all you see when you drive down the road. I didn't want that. I wanted to keep the A lot open, a lot of grass, a lot of greenery on the B lot, and have this tucked away in the corner.
Dick, do they have to do anything with the Lake District?
No.
Fire coming here?
No.
What are your concerns?
Well, personally, my concern is that given the way that the lot is shaped, and if you are planning on trying to retain trees and such,
Right.
number one is access. Because from the aerial overlay, it looks like there's two relatively big trees that probably aren't gonna be there when they're done.
Well, we have a,
The second part of it is that this becomes a driveway to it at some point. I'm struggling to see the benefit of a secondary structure, I guess, versus a conditional use for the existing, to expand the existing one. Does the primary garage have sewer runs to it?
yes. And that was kind of a condition I didn't really want to go over to me. So here's the flat, here's the resistance, that would be the road version, so secondary. This was, you know, this is what I don't want, is, you know, to fill up a lot with trailers and stuff like that outside. I'd much rather do it, and I'd much rather do it back here out of the way. You know, we've got A lot right here. So, and I could put it on my lot here, I could put a second structure. But again, it stretches me really away. I mean, way back in, this is all trees in here, there's a pathway through here, it's kind of windy. But that's my thoughts. Make it clean, make it disappear. This is, you know, that's the large one. This would be the same thing as the cardinal. You've got this, you know, the big existing pole line there now. So I don't think, you know, trees over here, trees up here. Would be, again, cold storage. It's not somebody who'd be going in all the time like a regular garage. You need to have access to the parking lot. And then they're pretty, you know, if anytime, you know, if someone wanted to put a house here or whatever. I don't plan to do that. I don't plan to slow it down.
What's the address?
Maybe a 1375 and a 1376. I mean, if your concern was, well, getting on or whatever, I'm more, would be more, I'd much rather have a second structure involved in the front. Tucked away, stuff in it. No electric, no anything over there.
Yeah, the part, I had Google Street View and tested after the fact, is this tree right here. And then
That
you've
old
got,
maple.
then you've got another one.
There's, you
Taking
know,
a look
there's,
at this guy is between that and then where that swale runs through and kind of, I'll say bumps out, daylights, whatever you wanna call
That's
it,
a much lower section over there.
is,
This is up on a hill.
yep, no, I know, is how you get, how can you get in
Kind of
there?
right here. Right in the street there. This is all, you know, mowed. And there's opening right here. And there's a lot of, you know, even taking care of this. We got about 20, 25 ash trees back there. And we did cut them all down, most of them down. They're still packing, you just can't really see them. We're getting to them all that time. So that'll come down, there is that big maple tree there. And it will. But that's, you know, we're 20, 30, probably 50 feet from there. Over here in the corner, right? That would go right, whatever the lot line, so that's even a little bit off the line. I'm just gonna be more over here. Very nice. Now vote for you.
Thanks. You vote early and vote often. Vote early, vote often.
I didn't vote if you're dead.
Well,
Anybody
duh.
does.
Where do you think
I
that
pledge my case.
We used to live there a while.
Rule in my favor, thank you.
You don't have any plans to turn that existing garage into a residence, do you?
No.
Cause it's zoned sewer residential, and if that structure's already got sewer to it, there's the possibility that.
The next owner could do that, if you want it. By the way the things are going around this lake, stuff doesn't get added on. Seems to be torn down and replaced. So, you know, who knows what the future will
Not
hold.
always B lots though, that.
The B lots are doing the same though, they're building up some big homes on the B lots. You know, it's kind of changing the charm of the lake a little bit. But that's why I'm trying to make it a very low, simple.
You can perceive it open. It's not, I don't need contemplation time if that's required as well.
I'll cheer for you. I'm gonna go with the expert on it.
Oh, don't put it in my book.
That's what I was trying to do. I mean, I can understand the concerns. Do you have, so you really don't have any specific time that makes a decision tonight imperative?
It kind of does, because, you know, I got Larry calling me all the time, and we got to, you know, once we go from you, I got to go back to the county, and it's going to take a month or so to get, and then if they don't have variances coming up, they keep pushing it to the next meeting, so, you know, the sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Understood.
I don't know what, you know,
Is there more information that you would?
it will be done in a tasteful manner.
I mean, the zoning code's gonna dictate whatever goes on in the future on the site, aside from a different scenario going on. If somebody were to raise the existing garage and use the proposed one, I mean, those are all things that go through the process, but,
What the heck? Trying to swing.
I guess I don't, if you had a site plan that had a little more info in it, I guess I maybe would make me more comfortable on a variance and conditional use, but we've got two different building footprints, let's call it, and none of them are referenced in
On the plot survey.
in a site plan or with an access point and all that kind of stuff. I'm having a hard time seeing how you're gonna get there without having a driveway.
But I don't plan to drive, put cars in it, so
I know, but how are you gonna get the boat to the garage that's
on the trailer, go with that, either by hand or by lawn mower, tractor. I've got a couple young boys that can push it back.
Young boys get boat too.
They are old, so older. They used to be young.
Let me ask a question. Would you be, better with the whole thing if you actually went out there with Mr.
240.
40 and look at the situation, have him explain it to you?
I mean, if he's willing to do that, sure.
Are you willing to do that?
I'm more than willing to do it, I just, can we go tonight?
Well, we were doing really good on progress
I know.
until we got to number 2.
That's stalled.
And I think it's gonna be dark before we're
I'm
done,
sorry.
no offense.
What I'm trying to do here is, you wanna build this, he's got questions,
No, I understand.
and that's where I'm at with it. So I'm gonna make a motion that we table this action, request from Mr. Todd 40 on the variance until Supervisor Gieske gets with him before the next monthly meeting and put it back on the table it till the next.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I think it was in your benefit to do that.
That's fine, that's fine. So I will contact Josh
Right.
through the new email.
Make an email.
It's technically
Okay,
old, but
let's
yeah,
keep-
the new one.
Let's keep rolling along. Number 4, discussion and possible action on request from John and Michelle Marion Trust for a land division certified survey map to create a 3.2 acre parcel in existing I-zone located at N252/N254 County Road H, tax parcel 024-0516-3342-001. And before that, Michelle, you want to give Mr. Robbins a check? Ron, you want to come up, please? I love you to death when I'm going to go overslept by an hour.
Thought you guys started at 7, I was in Ottawa calling you.
Daylight savings time.
Mr. Marion.
John Mary, Michelle, my wife and I are the owners of 252 County Highway H. What we're looking to do is the event venue, Mr. Young's old building, is basically, after getting advice from both our attorney and accountant, that we should